a one, a two, and you know what to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Superintendent Dr. Maria Carstarphen, At-Large Seat 7 and Board Chair, Mr. Courtney English, Educational District 4 and Board Vice Chair, Ms. Nancy Meister, Educational District 1 Board Member, Ms. Leslie Grant, Educational District 2 Board Member, Mr. Byron Amos, Educational District 3 Board Member, Mr. Matt Westmoreland, Educational District 5 Board Member, Mr. Stephen Lee, Educational District 6 Board Member, Ms. Ishay Collins, At-Large Seat 8 Board Member, Ms. Cynthia Briscoe Brown, At-Large Seat 9 Board Member, Mr. Jason Estevez, Deputy Superintendent, Mr. David Jernigan, Chief Accountability and Information Officer, Mr. Bill Karich, Chief Human Resources Officer, Ms. Pamela Hall, Chief Operations Officer, Mr. Larry Hoskins, Deputy Chief Schools and Academic Officer, Dr. Olivine Roberts, Associate Superintendent, Dr. Dan Sims, Associate Superintendent, Dr. Gregory Middleton, Associate Superintendent, Dr. Danielle Battle, Associate Superintendent, Ms. Yolanda Brown, Associate Superintendent, Dr. Emily Massey, Associate Superintendent, Mr. Tommy Usher, Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, Ms. Tammy Workman, and Executive Director for Office of Innovation, Ms. Gail Burnett. Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that everyone please stand or remain standing and join us, Henry W. Grady High School, JROTC, for the presentation of the colors. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Now we invite students Nia Stephen and Jalen Riddle, the co-executive SGA presidents of the class of 2017, to offer words of welcome on behalf of the graduating class.
Good afternoon, honored guests, faculty, staff, family, friends, and the shining knights of the class of 2017. I am Nia Stephen.
I am Jalen Riddle.
And we are the first ever co-executive presidents of the Student Government Association. We are humbled to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the Grady High School's class of 2017. Before all else, we would like to acknowledge all APS leadership in attendance, APS board members, as well as our outstanding faculty and staff. In addition, we want to show our gratitude to our parents, family, and friends gathered here today to help us celebrate this momentous occasion as we finally reach the finish line.
Graduation Day is a celebration, a day full of laughter, joy, reflection, and even tears. A special day that we will remember for the rest of our lives. This year's graduation theme, Limitless, reminds us that for the past 4 years, the faculty and staff at Grady encouraged us, empowered us, and helped us to believe that our potential to succeed was and is limitless. But we must not be afraid of success. We must go out and capture it. All the rejections, heartaches, and doubts, we must leave it behind and let the world take notice of who we are as Grady Knights. As 17 and 18-year-olds, time may seem limitless, but it is not. Time is a short and precious gift, and we must seize every available moment and opportunity. During our vision ceremony, Dr. Bachman stated, "Living life without limits means you are not afraid to fail. Success happens when you fully commit yourself to a goal." In the words of Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays, the tragedy of life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goals to reach. So to our fellow limitless Grady Knights, we challenge you. As a matter of fact, we dare you. We dare you to dream. We dare you to go that extra mile. We dare you to make your mark on the world. We dare you to be the best that you can be. But most importantly, we dare you to remain limitless. Congratulations, class of 2017. We made it.
Thanks so much, Jalen and Nia. Your words were extremely inspiring. Good afternoon. I'm Betsy Bachman, principal of Henry W. Grady High School. Thank you. I would like to welcome all parents, teachers, friends, relatives, our superintendent of schools, Dr. Maria Carstarphen, platform guests, and the real guests of honor, the class of 2017. We are very pleased and honored to have everyone with us this afternoon. We would like to thank our awesome guidance counselors and graduation coach who have worked tenaciously to ensure that we would make it to this unforgettable milestone. Please stand and remain standing as you are acknowledged. Dr. Blankenship, Ms. Gray, Dr. Hibbert, Ms. Oliver, and Mr. Young. Thank you. Thank you for making each one of our students a daily priority. You worked hard to show them that you really do love them and that their lives matter. You have done an impeccable job to ensure that they are equipped for the journey that begins right now. Joining us on stage is a group of administrators who are instrumental in laying the educational foundation for us. They are the Grady Cluster Elementary and Middle School principals. Please stand and remain standing as you are acknowledged. Ms. Emily Boatwright, interim principal of Inman Middle School. Ms. Sharon Briscoe, principal of Mary Lynn Elementary School. Mr. Terry Harness, principal of Springdale Park Elementary School. Ms. Audrey Sofianos, principal of Morningside Elementary School. And Ms. Maureen Wheeler, principal of Hope Hill Elementary School. We appreciate the hard work you do to lay solid foundations and perpetually transform lives. We also want to thank our current school and district administrators for their work in ensuring our success. Please stand and remain standing as you are acknowledged. Our assistant principals, Mr. Raymond Dawson, Mr. Rodney Howard, Ms. Carrie McBrien, Dr. David Probst, and Mr. Willie Vincent. Dr. Dan Sims, Associate Superintendent of High Schools, and Dr. Maria Carstarphen, Superintendent of Schools for the Atlanta Public School System. Thank you. You may be seated. I would also like to say thank you to a very special group of community leaders who help hold all of this together. It is indeed a pleasure for me to introduce and recognize our members of the School Board of the Atlanta Public Schools. Please stand so we can applaud you. Thank you. We are pleased to have with us today our superintendent, Dr. Maria Carstarphen. Dr. Carstarphen came to Atlanta in July 2014 with nearly 20 years of education and experience in diverse major metropolitan public school districts, including Austin, Texas, St. Paul, Minnesota, and the District of Columbia. She brought with her a focus on an educational culture with great principals and teachers who emphasize the whole child in every child. Since becoming our superintendent, Dr. Carstarphen has been passionate about leading Atlanta Public Schools and living its mission every day. With a caring culture of trust and collaboration, every student will graduate ready for college and career. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Carstarphen.
GK, GK! GK, GK! Welcome all as we celebrate the 70th anniversary of Henry W. Grady High School and the class of 2017. For this class of knights, the accomplishments in academics, athletics, arts, and citizenship demonstrate the long-standing legacy of Grady. I would like for you to join me in celebrating their achievements. I won't be able to speak to all of them, but for the ones I'm able to highlight, I have been able to meet them personally. When I say GK, GK, you know what to do, right? All right, GK, GK! You got it. Many of our students are driven to succeed. Allie Schneider, your valedictorian and managing editor of the Southerner newspaper, winner of 20 Under 20 award, and as her superintendent, I had the honor of writing a recommendation for her to go to college. Give it up for GK, GK. Your salutatorian, May Nathan. She too has many accomplishments. I know her and fear her as the top-notch news editor for the Southerner. She wants to have a career that will definitely benefit our community, but be very afraid if she is working in your city later in her life. GK, GK, you have 2 Posse scholars, Mo Mobley and Chase Kleber. Chase, whose brother Sean, a graduate from 2012, was my intern this past summer. Their family has been so kind to me. I've spent many dinners at that crazy table at night with all those kids running around. But what I learned from the Kleber family is this is really the spirit of the Grady cluster. Thank you for including me, and I want to honor these 2 Posse scholars. GK, GK! How about your regional champion football team? I love this team for what they do on the field, but they also taught me how to catch a pass, and I caught the best pass ever with Grady Knights. I want to thank number 3, Kaylin Newton, who's already attending college at Howard University, and number 54, Seth Wolf, for his unconquerable faith. He has faith in his team, faith in his school, faith in me, and faith in him. He's taught me to really embrace what it means to be team. So I'd like to acknowledge each one of them. Number 1, Kamari. Number 2, Sincere. Number 5, Avanti. Number 6, Emmanuel. Number 7, Christian. Number 8, DeMarcus. Number 9, Arian. Number 10, Jaquez. Number 14, John. Number 22, Christian. Number 26, Jeffrey. Number 31, Tyrese. Number 33, Curtis. Number 41, Jerome. Number 44, Minra. Number 50, Theron. Number 55, Caleb. Number 65, Arthur. Number 66, Jalen. Number 70, Jalen. Number 77, Brandon. GK, GK. Woo. Because of my BFF on the water polo team, on the girls squad, Ripley. I actually put on swimming trunks and practiced with the team. Please thank Ripley, Hannah, and Mo, who came in third in state. GK. Other athletes include our senior cheerleaders who've been cheering them all along the way. Jasmine, Kenley, Tremaya, Millennium, and Kiera. GK. There are other co-curricular champions in this group of amazing graduates. The mock trial team took first place in state and third in nationals. GK. Grady G3 Robotics first team won numerous awards at the state qualifying tournament. GK. And for the 8th year in a row, the Grady High School speech and debate team, the Jesters, won the state championship. GK. Caroline Bray, a triple threat. She is a musician, a dancer, an artist, received the Coca-Cola Fine Arts Award for outstanding leadership and high achievement in music, dance, and visual arts, and she's brilliant. GK. Grady dance teams have earned numerous awards and contests and competitions this year. GK. Can't forget our musicians in the Marching Knights Band and our many ensembles and the Grady Orchestra. I am so glad I got to see them at Carnegie Hall just a few weeks ago. GK. I'd like our students to please recognize conductor Sergio Rodriguez, who is leaving his beloved Grady to lead the American String Teacher Association Orchestra, the most rigorous music festival in the United States. I'd like you to also celebrate all of your teachers who helped you get here today. All Grady teachers, please stand. GK. Grady, an admirable service to our country, sponsors an impressive JROT battalion. I'll say it, hoorah, am I right? Okay. Collectively, this class has performed hundreds of hours of community service, and they have met and exceeded the requirement. If you have met or exceeded your community service targets, please stand. They're doing good for our community and the world. GK. Finally, among these 320 graduates, there are many scholarship honorees, but there are 85 who earned the very new special Atlanta Public Schools scholarship, where we give up to $20,000 per student to go to college. 85 are from Grady High School. Please stand. GK. I know you deserve a lot of credit for getting where you are today, and the board was recognized, but I do want to say their names. Chair Courtney English, Vice Chair Nancy Meister, your board member Leslie Grant, at-large board member Cynthia Briscoe Brown, Matt Westmoreland, Stephen Lee, Ishay Collins, and Jason Estevez. I want to say thank you for helping us support Grady High School. Now, of course, the most proud people ever are your parents and caregivers. Could you please give a big GK for Mom and Dad? Fortunate. I had parents much like your parents. They supported my dreams, and they gave me tons of love in my childhood and throughout my life. As I was growing up, it gave me a ton of confidence. I was just like many of you, driven, goal-oriented, hardworking, and that's never stopped. Even today, as your superintendent, I seek out challenges, pushing myself to prove that I still have what it takes. I decided to work toward my own personal goal this past year and complete a marathon. I ran my first one in October. It took me 5 hours and 40 minutes to run 26.2 miles. And for those of you in the audience who, like me, are not professional athletes, let me just be clear, they shut down races at 6 hours. So I'm no Babacar Randall or Christian McNeil in this graduating class. As you can imagine, I took a long time to recover. It was really hard, and I never thought I would run one again, especially not a mere 6 months later. My reason for running the second marathon so very soon after the first was very personal. My father, my best and longest friend and advisor, unexpectedly passed away in March. I desperately wanted to drive out the pain of that loss. I knew running a marathon would likely redistribute it all throughout the rest of my body, and with the spiritual motivation too, I would also finish this race with a personal best that would make him very proud of my fighting spirit. But just when I hit my stride, tracking at about 4 hours and 15 minutes this time, a total stranger, perhaps a bystander in the race, bolted from the sidelines and inexplicably tackled me at the 10K mark. I was pulled out of the race by the officials, losing crucial minutes needed to meet my goal. I resumed the race, but I felt off. I was literally bloodied, busted knee, hand, elbow, hip. I was in pain. Worse, I faced another 20 miles with that and the piercing question in my head. Why? Why did this happen? It felt so unfair. It felt unjust. I honestly just wanted to quit. I doubt anyone would have judged me for quitting after that setback. I kind of thought in the moment it broke my spirit. The universe seemed to say, preparation and motivation sometimes aren't enough to guarantee your success. I did the right things, and I was grieving. I needed this win, and yet I was denied. Many of you today are even better prepared for life ahead than I was for that race. You worked so hard, and many of you are now headed to top schools in the country. You have the motivation of loving friends and a loving family that wants to see you succeed. My lesson that I pass on to you today is that even with all your accomplishments and your supports, life can and will occasionally tackle you, as it quite literally tackled me on that day. Straight talk. I think it's harder for achievers. I think it's harder for high achievers like you and me, I'll admit it, to face setbacks. You also wonder about the randomness of it. It can mess with your mind, your heart, and your confidence. And in the worst case, you're tempted to give up. But injustice is never an excuse for quitting or losing heart. To the contrary, it's precisely when you're tested the most that we learn the most about ourselves. These moments won't be pretty. I can assure you I looked a hot mess when I staggered across the finish line. It was not a moment to post on Insta, and it has taken me a long time to process the experience. And only now I actually feel prouder and stronger for having gone through it. In your races ahead, especially the ones that leave your confidence shaken, the scholarship you didn't get, the college you weren't accepted into, the class you won't ace, the team you can't join, the sorority or fraternity who won't pick you, the crush who's not feeling you, the dream job you want but you can't get it just yet. As long as you commit to pick yourself up whenever you stumble or falter, you can and still finish the race. There are more and better suited opportunities to come. And don't forget, those who are here and love you tonight will still be there in those moments cheering you all the way, in person or in spirit, because after all we got. On behalf of everyone in Atlanta Public Schools, with enormous pride, I say to this class that I love very much, Grady, congratulations. We will miss you.
Thank you, Dr. Carstarphen. Today before us is the next group of Henry W. Grady High School graduates who exemplify the rigorous standards we hold firmly in academic achievement and extracurricular performance. Graduation is a time to recognize achievements. Many people have contributed to their success, but there is a special group worthy of recognition. I will ask that our Grady High School past and present faculty and staff to please stand and let us salute you for the work that you've done to help our graduates arrive to this milestone. Our Grady staff, past and present, if you will stand and let us recognize you. Thank you. You may be seated. In 2014-15, the Boys High School Alumni Association Board worked diligently with Grady's leadership to establish the BHSAA Legacy Grows program. This program provides scholarships for selected students and also funds Grady's Writing Center, Math Center, and Reading Initiatives. The total annual contribution to the Grady High School and our alumni attending college exceeds over $400,000. Grady's High School began in 1947 when Boys High, the first public school in Atlanta, combined with Tech High, opened its doors as a co-educational institution. Herbert Orlando Smith was a teacher at Boys High for 11 years and principal for 26 years. In memory of the dynamic leadership of this great educator, the alumni of Boys High annually award scholarships to students here at Grady High School. This year's scholarship is for $20,000 divided over 4 years, and this year's recipient is Emily Ng. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the Boys High School alumni a round of applause. If we have any representatives here, please stand. Ms. McBride.
The class of 2017 is an extraordinary class. Even though you will find many student accolades throughout your program, we would like to take this special moment to recognize some of our graduates' outstanding accomplishments. Graduates, please stand as we recognize you. We have 118 graduates who scored 1,100 or better on the SAT and 143 graduates who scored 21 or better on the ACT. Please stand. You may be seated. We have 7 graduates who received recognition through the Governor's Honors Program. Please stand. You may be seated. We have 92 graduates eligible for the Georgia Zell Miller Scholarship. Please stand. You may be seated. We have 143 graduates with GPAs of 90 or higher, which make them eligible for membership in the National Honor Society. Please stand. You may be seated. This year we have 71 graduates who have maintained cumulative averages between 85 and 89. Please stand. You may be seated. We have 35 graduates who will be receiving college credit through the Move On When Ready program. Please stand. You may be seated. The Atlanta College and Career Academy is proud to announce that we have 4 students who successfully completed the requirements for a technical college certificate from Atlanta Technical College. Please stand. You may be seated. We have 2 Posse scholars, Chase Kleber and Rankin Mobley. Please stand. You may be seated. We have 3 National Merit Scholars, Joseph Cochran, Clarissa Mullig, and Emma Slutsker. Please stand. You may be seated. The Seal of Biliteracy is a new diploma seal approved by state law last year. Georgia is now one of over 30 states with this diploma seal that will be recognized by colleges, universities, and employers. This will be the first year that it will be awarded to graduating seniors in the state of Georgia. We have 7 graduates who received the Seal of Biliteracy. Please stand. You may be seated. We have 87 graduates who qualified for the Achieve Atlanta Scholarship. Please stand. You may be seated. We're very proud to recognize 98 members of the class who have met all academic requirements for Georgia's Hope Scholarship. Please stand to be recognized. You may be seated. We're very proud to recognize many students of the class who have met all academic requirements for being CTAE pathway completers. Please stand to be recognized. You may be seated. The total amount of scholarships and grants awarded to students in the class of 2017 is $18,569,246. Graduates who are receiving scholarships and grants, please stand. You may be seated. The following awards were identified by the Atlanta Public Schools Athletic Division and were presented earlier by the Coca-Cola Company. These awards are not listed in the program, but we wish to acknowledge them. Audience, please hold your applause until after the last name is called. Graduates, please stand and remain standing when your name is called. Kaylin Newton, Golden Hellman Award. Caroline Bray, APS Fine Arts Awards. Beatrice Brown, Scholar Athlete Award. Chase Kleber, Scholar Athlete Award. Eric Tischer, Athletic Achievement Award, and Melissa Brown, Athletic Achievement Award. You may be seated. Now I will introduce two outstanding graduates who are ranked the highest in the class. These two individuals have exhibited self-discipline, hard work, and a constant pursuit of excellence. Today they are being awarded the distinction of Salutatorian and Valedictorian. I'm pleased and honored to present to you May Nathan, the Salutatorian of the class of 2017. May, please come to receive your award. And now I'm pleased to introduce the graduate with the highest grade point average in the class of 2017, who also traditionally gives a commencement speech. The class of 2017's valedictorian is Alexandra Schneider.
Dr. Bachman, Dr. Carstarphen, teachers, counselors, proud families, and most of all, my fellow graduates of the class of 2017, I'd first like to say thank you. It's an honor to be standing before you today, not only because I'm proud to call myself a part of the Grady community and a member of this graduating class, but because standing here means I've miraculously managed to survive despite Mr. Vincent's warnings about worse than horrendous traffic, the nightmarish parking, and the dangers of open-toed shoes. While the trip here today might not have been quite as difficult as predicted, the journey for all of us to this huge milestone in our lives certainly has presented its fair share of obstacles. But we made it through the Everest-like struggle of having class on the 4th floor, the last-minute dashes to get to first period when you couldn't afford to be late another time that week, and Dr. Props's ear-shattering whistle jerking us from our natural half-asleep states. By now, I suspect that, like me, many of you are pretty sick of the insistent questions. What's next? What do you plan to study? What are you doing after high school? I distinctly remember a day in 6th grade computer lab when we were all asked to fill out a 50-question online survey. Using our interests and personality tendencies, the quiz was supposed to match us to our most fitting career. As an overachieving 6th grader, I had some pretty high expectations. Wow, the answer to the question every adult seemed to spend years agonizing over could be answered by 50 simple multiple choice questions. What a revelation. So I start off with favorite subjects, hobbies, strengths, weaknesses, easy as pie. The only problem is the answer I see on the screen once I finish. I don't see architect or engineer or teacher or any normal profession like I might expect. Nope, instead I see acupuncturist. Not that there's anything wrong with acupuncture except the slight issue of me hitting needles, but it wasn't exactly what I envisioned for myself. No, to my disappointment, that 6th grade survey wouldn't be the end-all answer to one of the biggest questions faced by our generation, as nice as that would have been. And for now, like many of you, I've decided on a completely different direction. Undecided. And as terrifying as being undecided is, we're still so young. We have so much time ahead of us. And it's almost comical to expect a group of 17 and 18-year-olds to know exactly what we want to do with the rest of our lives. But being open to the idea of change is something we all need to do. Here we are, 3 principals, 2 superintendents, and 1 football scandal later. We've been the educational guinea pigs of everything from pathways to academies to the current educational paradigm. And we've been inundated with changes in standardized testing, from the SAT and ACT to the constantly shifting array of state-mandated tests. In politics, we came close to electing the first female president. Instead, we elected someone who provides the late-night comedy shows with an ever-changing supply of new material. I'll be the first to admit, with change comes uncertainty. But this isn't the time for fear. It's a time for embracing change and not just passively accepting it, but actively working for positive change. A lot of you have already demonstrated yourselves as agents of change. You've founded your own clubs, led your teams to victory, given a helping hand to your peers, and even stepped up to make policy changes for your school. That's something to be proud of because you didn't do just what was required or asked of you. In our time here, we've seen the positive effects of many changes. A robotics team that continues to amaze, sports teams that made Grady history, and a school newspaper that's received national attention. We've had students study abroad, write and direct their own plays, and even create and sell original artwork. Simply being a part of the Grady community over these past few years gives me hope that we can be supportive rather than divisive. We can choose to lift each other up rather than tear each other down, and we can work to try to understand one another rather than fear our differences. I'm not claiming Grady is any kind of utopian society. After all, we insist on calling our ant-infested trailer park annex the instructional suites, and the cafeteria metal detectors will continue their pointless screech. But I do think that Grady has taught us open-mindedness, inclusiveness, and acceptance in a way that prepares us for anything that comes our way. At our vision ceremony, Dr. Bachman reminded us of the Grady community's ability to literally change somebody's life for the better. That's something we all need to remember as we leave Grady and enter the real world. Change requires the kind of adaptation that Grady teaches us. I had to adapt to the idea of becoming an acupuncturist, or not. In response to the latest Georgia handgun laws, Georgia colleges had to add bulletproof vests to their freshman packing lists. And at Grady, each new change in administration and new proposed policy was met with some resistance, but looking back, those changes weren't quite as dramatic as we all feared them to be. No, change isn't something to be feared, but rather something to inspire change within each of us. Yes, class of 2017, we have been through a lot of change together, but none of that compares to the changes we face in the future. Because today, we leave the APS bubble we've all become accustomed to and go forth into a world of the unknown. Most of us will change our minds about our future plans and change them again, many of us even before we leave today. But that's the whole point of being open to change. Wherever we go, whatever we do, Whether it be Atlanta, another city, or even another country, we will always be graduates of Grady High School. As we move on, let's make a commitment to do something important, whatever that may end up being. If we can venture into the unknown with the mindset and strength of a true Grady Knight, then, as President Obama said in one of his many parting speeches to the nation, we're going to be okay. Class of 2017, we are going to be okay.
Thank you, Allie. I would like to point out that there's a special group that gives abundant support, not only to Grady High, but especially to you, the class of 2017. They are one reason why you are here today. Before the awarding of the diplomas, graduates, will you stand and acknowledge your parents, guardians, family members, and friends? Candidates for graduation, please stand. Dr. Carstarphen, as principal of Henry W. Grady High School, I hereby certify that these candidates for graduation have completed all of the requirements of the state of Georgia and the Atlanta Public Schools system and are now eligible to receive their diplomas. Audience members, please hold your applause until after all the diplomas have been conferred. Class of 2017, let me take one moment of the principal's personal privilege. It has been my great honor to work with you and your families throughout the 2016-17 school year. As my first graduating class at Grady High School, the 2017 graduating class will always hold a special place in my heart. As you go forth, remember Grady's motto, individually we are different, together we are Grady. You will always be a Grady Knight. Graduates, please be seated. With us today from Atlanta Public Schools are school board members, District 3, Mr. Matt Westmoreland, and District 1, Ms. Leslie Grant. They will be given the honor of assisting in presenting the diplomas to the graduating class of 2017. Would all board members please join us?
Ladies and gentlemen, we bring to the stage our registrar, Ms. Holland, who will now make the final call for the final roll for the class of 2017.
John Edward Rohrbach. Amelia Renee Ray. Jeffrey McKay Black. Janae Malika Black. Colby Ellis Morton. Sydney Bianca Joyce DeSaley Hall. Jenna Nicole Montgomery. Ebony Nicole Samuel. Leah Davis. Nia Monet Stephen. Clarissa Nancy Mullick. May Q. Nathan. Alexandra Rose Schneider. Naya Dion Frazier. Jalen Marie Riddle. Quincy Olivia Williams. Alicia Shanae Richardson. Chrisia Taylon Clemens. Ryan J. Young II. Lauren Alexis Bell. Emily Suen Ng. Caroline Mary Bray. Kieran Joseph Ennis. Icebrant Laser Watson. Wesley Alexander Green. Blakely Alon Fowler. Eli Vizaraga Petit. Benjamin Ronald Grady. Josie Arenella. Grace Emily Bridges. Sydney Grace Shaw. Genevieve Veronique Saunders Furch. Rankin Mobley. Parker Sierra Tucker. Hannah Wallan James. Gwendolyn McManus. Melanie Kristen McMahon. Anna Caroline Hutchins. Claire Ross Miller. Audrey Elizabeth Sullivan. Radine Marie Sparks. Serafina Grace Cooley. Jamie Lynn Panarides. Maya Brooke Andrea Hogan. Kristen Laura Gaskins. Drew Scott DeFrancesco. DeAndre Jerome Radcliffe. Deshaun Mack Jr. Jared Adam Steckel. Katura Michelle Salandi. Jet Boyd Bennett Reese. Maggie Grace Miller. Kanaya Socoria Ivory. Isis Samori Brise Maxwell. Raven Rayshawn Jones. Giselle Salima Brown. Camelia Grace Legine Casper. Nina Shantice Johnson. Alexandria Hope Lynn. Samantha Rose Furkhorn. Alondra Isabel Cuevas. Fari Sahaya Ikoa Cannon. Edna Acha. Maya Alicia Gonzalez. Sequavia Cachet Cullens. Kaylin Rose Carroll. Orally Ann Mansback. Tabitha Lee Haydom. Angel Long. Sierra Rain Bell. Haven Yasmin Mandelbaum. Darian Jamie Parks. Essence Cherise Sever. Grace Elena Dwyer. Kira Cherie Bruce. Maggie Lillian Curiel Francis. Madeline Carol Nagler. Alexia Stanisha Foster. Naima Michelle Washington. Lauren Alexandra Little. Rose Kiersey Tirani. London Lachey Manning. Chastity Chantel Lavelle. Kimberly Alexis Neal. Ahmed El Fadil Hassan. Maria Victoria Tarez Nava. Joseph DeAndre Irvin. Tremaya Tatiana Pippins. Gabriel Joseph Granger. Shantiria Jael Thornton. Rowan Hayek. Denaria Amani Todd. Kiera Brishan Caldwell. Charnesia Jackson. Tani Chanel Tomlinson. Michaela Trinity Brewer Chambers. Samuel Noel Richard Gladson III. Joseph Andrew Larakapitz. Eleanor Kamek Larakapitz. Victoria Altagracia Munoz Nunez. Santi Sam Garvin Lombardo. Gabrielle Nikeria Whitehead. Alec LeVar Riney. Ariel Karina Andrea Wyatt. Amber Elise Thomas. Rihanna Robinson. Aaliyah Nicole Nelson. Kira Cecile Lewitt. Margaret LaRue Switzer. Macy Jordan Harrell. Lauren Marche Jordan. Naresha Ryan De Austria McCants Lurie. Amani Noel. Jordan Simpson. Ashaya Arrington. Roshan Noemi Antia. Wayanda Irene Upshaw. Ty Lushan Dennis. Chelsea Alexandria Phelps. Sahai Tananye Damali Wubu. Francis Juliana Christopher. Deterio Edwards. Taylor Nia Inchaco. Mari Mackay Childs. Julia Zaslar Borthwick. Kristen Malay Lemons. Millennium Justice Taylor. Dalen Alexis Dennis. Benjamin Battle III. Nikaya Denise Williams. Jayla Simone Ross. Jasmine Elise Feldman. Isabella Daisy Jackson. Aaliyah LaKayla Murphy Neal. Taylor Sierra Ragland. Yenif Fatanagus Adunya. Lauren Sylvia Cobbin. Maya Antoinette Keith. Holly Rochelle Manders. Cameron Jernay Beckman. Amina Carr. Sarah Leanne Espinoza. Tayana Freeman. Ripley Carolyn Smith. Sayan Alameo Gouda. Khalil Emmanuel Gilstrap. Malaya Ani Rodriguez. Anna Teresa White. Jayla Juliana Ross. Cassidy Capri Kelly. Brianna Michelle Franklin. Kiara Crawford. Sophia Amanetta Isabella Carter. Monique Alexandria Peoples. Jada Jordan Norris. Jamaris Hill. Logan Fairchild Williams. Alexandra Parsons Krasinski. Pilar Ziffy Nunn. Tyreek Edward Borrego. Francesca Salazar Clark. Melissa Nicole Drake. Gabriela Guzman Parada. Elizabeth Rose Kayat. George Palmer Kayat. Benjamin Bonza Bizzo. Jasmine Deshawn Jewell. Veronica Lily Grizit. Isabel Grace Harbuck. Carolyn Rebecca Capiluto. Emma Caroline Slutsker. Johanna Elizabeth Stockdale. Ricardo Van Fleet Elder Jr. Sheila Jordan Brown. Raymond Alexander III. Lily Bell Soto. Deanna Bailey. Alexis Chloe Cooper. Natalie Miranda Perez. Taylor Janae Andrews. Sopita Konjakrapan. Sydney Alexandria Palmer. Layla Marie Muhammad. Nehemiah Voss. Catherine Elizabeth Moore. Aaron Messiah Williams. Medina Baugh. Kinley Nicole Davis. Lena Nicole Rosen. Johnny Druitt Walker IV. Justin Emmanuel Callahan. Bailey Elizabeth Diamani. Elena Marguerite Gadiers. Aaron Hudson Jr. Christian McNair Jones. Eric Nathaniel McLaughlin. Caitlin Chance Mason. Brian Keith Hartnett. Kwajo Kalifani Roosevelt Burrs. Beatrice Ann Brown. Morgan Abigail Thomason. Sunday Tahani Russell. Dylan Martin Young. Ariana De Renee Jumel Pisceans. Arthur Lee Hines II. Harper Waits Gamble. Amari Jawan Jones. Kristen Carter Waters. Gail Yvette Jackson. Sarah Copeland Smith. Leah Weldemichael. Melissa Monique Brown. DeAndre Ulrich Etienne. Grace Corey Madlin. Madeline Kristen McDaniel. Casey Forbes Pauler. DeMarcus Devin Clay. Kaylin Javon Newton. Ivana Relia. Daniel Ross Lazega. Eric Neil Tischer. Ariane Nichelle Cole. Luke John Lawson. John Andrew Lerner. Anna Catherine Starr. Austin Chase Weems. Jedediah Jaya Clicker. Jawan Stanley Sapp. Carlito Rashad Mays. Jasmine Zakaria Warren. Corin Sebastian Robinson. Nada Abbas Shukri Geba. Tyreek D'Angelo Burley. Hannah Grace Rakowski. Archie Joseph Crawley. Eric Lamar Askins Jr. Georgia Reed Smith. Ajale Katura Mormon. Phoebe Ann Eloise Limehouse Mason. Kira Ashley Johnson. Kamari Averett. John Andrew Taylor. Belial Malik Sumlin. Kevin Puman Kashnud. Zion David Wiggum. Nicholas Lanier Johnson. Tyrez Alford. Jordy Paralito Rodriguez. Akeem Ferguson. Jaquez Sloan. Hoshaya Meechan. James Christian Briggs Jr. DeAndre Danae Jackson. Mark Samuel Winokur. Kamani Palmer. Alicia Jade Ellis. Caraway Marie Oliver. Charles Edward Martin III. Kristen Wilford Gibson. Babacar Dwight Randall. Nicholas Anthony Hill. Simon Alexander Barnett. Sakari Vadadeen Nichols. Jackson Wedlake Bannon. DeKendrick Holmes. Theron Noah Anches. Minra Scales. Sincere Mason. Israel Morris Amal Hines. Jan Gabriel Maston. Ryan Christopher Jackson. Ethan Christopher Petrie. Calder James Johnson. Andrew McAllister Bradburn. Autumn Brianna Coins. Braden Daniel Pressman. Benjamin Haley Kunert. Jackson Sparks Fought. Maxwell Joseph Menzies. Nigel Amani Howard. Asia Johnson. Alexander Jean Tanico. Tyler Cosmo Kamir. Tyler Anthony Randall. Jalen DeKing Body. Jermaine Leonard Hill. Jermaine Antoine Hosley II. Keon Deshaun Stafford. John Edward Peace III. Jalen Joseph Witt. Noah Ramirez Potachik. Jerome Anthony Taylor. Gregory Andre Fedorov. Theodore Yurgo Sympneos. Emmanuel Ishmael Sanders. Zachary Sean Sears Louder. Micaiah Knight Streeter. Harrison West Tweet. Ian Antonio Vargas Menendez. Deasia Renee Atkinson. Quinn Kaviki Preston. Henry William Grant. Jackson Hay Paddock. Chase Evan Cleaver. Dominic Adam Coletta. Micah Billings Bowman. Noah Taylor Hammond. Joseph Walter Cochran. Andrew David Meadows. Timothy David Kopp. Madison Francine Crawford. John Mason Howell. Keontae William Davis. Braxton Warhola Pitchen. Zion Connor. Dexter Lamont McElderry. Dennis John Goldsman. Michael Malik Stevens. Seth Grant Nobbs Wolf. Brandon Anthony Kemp.
Class of 2017, Matt Westmoreland from the Board of Education will now certify your graduation.
Class of 2017, your principal has verified that you have completed all the requirements set forth for graduation by the state of Georgia and the Atlanta Board of Education.
By the power vested in me by the Atlanta Board of Education, I hereby certify you as graduates of the class of 2017.
Now our valedictorian and salutatorian will lead the class in the tassel turning ceremony. Class of 2017, prepare now to go forth and farewell.